Welcome to the Tristan Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law. Oh my God. WWE Bad Blood is done, and what a night that it was last night. From shocking moments to brutal battles, this event, it delivered on every single level. But now that the dust has settled, it's time to break down what happened. Who came out on top? What all that means for the future of the WWE. With the Hell in a Cell carnage, title defenses, jaw-dropping twists. We are diving deep into every match, uncovering the most unexpected moments of the night. So make sure you stick around because you don't want to miss the breakdown of one of the most intense nights in wrestling. I have a video that I'm going to show you at the end. It was not on WWE television, so if you haven't seen it, you want to stick around because this video is definitely going to play into the future of WWE, and I promise you, it's going to be a, it's going to be a doozy. So looking at the first match that we had here of the night, where did the notes go? I wanted to put my notes for the show. When I watch the show, I normally take notes, so I have an idea of how I felt about what was going on. So the first match, well, before the show started, one of the first notes I took about Bad Blood was that after yesterday's live stream, I watched them put the Hell in a Cell together. You were able to go to YouTube and watch them put the Hell in a Cell together. The arena was still bare. There was no stage. There's no entrance. There's no ring. There's no chairs, barriers, nothing. I looked at my watch and it was 6 hours before showtime. I panicked just a little bit because I'm like, are they going to be ready? But one of the things that I thought was, okay, if there's no stage, right? Because they normally put the stage together and just roll it in. That's what it looks like. And I panicked because I'm like, are they going to be ready for the show? And I was like, well, maybe they're going to do the low entrance, and that's exactly what they did. It was a legit sellout tonight, so they definitely used a smaller entrance, and it was good to see another sellout for the WWE again. Before they started the event, I loved the video between Triple H and Cody. It was real fun to watch. It also established that Metro guy so that people didn't have to Google him a whole lot, so they knew who he was. But still, I didn't know who he was, but I understand that he has some kind of celebrity. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat right now. Tiana said that what she thought of WWE Bad Blood, it was amazing, and her most favorite part was the end of the show. Girl, there is something else that you didn't even get to see. I don't know if you've seen it yet on social media, but stick around and I'm going to show it to you. While you're watching this, feel free to share this with anybody who you feel may like this, and you never know, they may become a subscriber to the Tristan Law Show and get to join us here. Triple H promised a historic announcement, and I thought to myself, what could that announcement be? At that point, I had no clue what the historic announcement could be, but eventually, as it went on through the night, I had a clue of what it was. I'll let you know what that is later on. Triple H, it's always good to see Triple H on TV, especially as a kid that grew up in the Attitude Era. Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, they did wear red. If you watched the pre-show that I did yesterday, we talked about what colors that they should wear, and they did wear red. They eventually changed later on. I don't know how much they really hosted Bad Blood. I guess they were just there just to be there, right? They were a host in name, I guess. But maybe they did listen to the Tristan Law Show yesterday and went out and got themselves their outfits. Don't know. You never know. So let's look at the first match. Hell in a Cell with CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is winless in the Hell in a Cell, going into the Hell in a Cell, and he is winless coming out of the Hell in a Cell. CM Punk has grown on me, though, since he came back to the WWE. We don't get to see him wrestle often, and because we don't get to see him wrestle often, I think that makes him a little bit more special. That makes us appreciate CM Punk just a little bit more, because like Michael Cole and Corey Graves were saying on the announce team yesterday, that Drew McIntyre's got a lot of reps. Drew McIntyre's wrestling Monday Night Raw. He's wrestling PLEs. And when do we see CM Punk? The last time CM Punk wrestled was last month at the PLE at the Bash in Berlin. So it was definitely a way that I liked how they told the story, sort of make it it would balance everything for everybody, so you wouldn't know really what is going on. Punk has one more Hell in the Cell matches. Prior, he had 2 Hell in the Cell wins, so this is going to be his 3rd Hell in the Cell win. I definitely picked CM Punk to win, knowing that fact off his experience alone. I think that WWE's going back to the prestige of pro wrestling, to where matches don't need, where matches with gimmicks like steel cage matches, Hell in the Cells, you know, those matches are used to end blood feuds, and that's something that I really appreciated Triple H saying as well too in the pre-show. I watched the pre-show after I take my notes and after I watch the event, just to see if there's anything noteworthy there. I liked that there was no lockup in that match, right? The lockup in the beginning to start the match. It's a blood feud. It's a blood feud, right? They got beef. They're not going to jockey for position. I like that they started the match just by throwing hands. Most of the matches actually, well, all of the matches, if I'm not mistaken, they all started by throwing hands. And I loved how all the matches, they fit the theme of the night. And the theme of the night was bad blood. We all got beef. We all have problems. And we are here to settle those problems. We're not here to sit down and talk about it like gentlemen. We're here to fight about it like men, women, and warriors. So I like that. I said that if this match was first, the main event was going to have a surprise, and a surprise that it did. If you missed it, or you lived underneath a rock, or you know, you're just watching this for the first time and you haven't gotten to see WWE Bad Blood, there are spoilers here in case you haven't figured it out already, but there's one hell of a surprise that came in the end. I like that this Hell in a Cell match, I predicted it to be the main event. But when I turned on the TV and saw that Hell in a Cell was the first match, I knew that there was going to be some kind of surprise in the end. Something that either would make the fans go home happy, or something that would make them angry that they would talk about it and they'd want to see they would want to see Raw and SmackDown to see what the implications of it were. When Drew went to the toolbox, I felt if there were wire cutters in there, that Drew McIntyre would have started snipping off the fingers of CM Punk. Okay, yes, it's pro wrestling. I know they wouldn't do it. Yes, I've wrestled before. I understand how it works. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I was to see Drew McIntyre get those clippers and get ready to clip those fingers off, because they really had legit problems. And if you tune in on Tuesday, I'm going to talk about why Drew McIntyre has a 100% right to be angry in the WWE. Okay, if you like CM Punk, you can like CM Punk. But after you watch that episode on Tuesday at noon Eastern, you're going to say, you know what? Maybe Drew has a point. CM Punk was wearing the crimson mask. That's when he had the blood all over his face. I think that the blood also, just like the Hell in the Cell or the big match, is being now settled, you know, and not just doing the Hell in the Cell just to doing the Hell in the Cell. But I feel that just like the Hell in the Cell and the blood, that it means so much more because we're not getting them so often. They're not bastardized. It's not something that we're just doing just to do. And you know what? Even though WWE didn't do blood before, one of the things that I realized was that, you know, there was always blood in the video games. I never realized it until watching that part of Bad Blood. And it came to me that WWE had a no blood rule. But I like that WWE has brought back blood when it mattered, because I think it fits into the folder of TKO, because TKO has UFC. And what do they do in UFC? They punch each other. And when they punch each other hard enough, what happens? They bleed. So it only makes sense that it would be appropriate for the WWE to have blood, because they're simulating shoot fights like UFC. So, you know what? That makes sense to me. I like the blood. I like that the blood was there. It added an extra element to the match. Speaking about the match, the fans were definitely into the match. One of the things that I always say is that the first match always sets the tone. The first match sets the tone. When I was wrestling, the match that I wanted, if I was never the main event, was I wanted to be the first match. I want to be the person that came out there and said, you know what, guys and girls, that you work so hard for your money, this is what you paid for, and this is what you're going to get. If you liked this, oh, just you wait. And the Hell in a Cell between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, that definitely set the tone for the night. Definitely set the tone for the night. 100%. Because one of the things that I used to do when I was the first match, and yeah, okay, maybe I was a little bit richer, maybe I was just a little bit too cocky, but it was always to motivate everybody to have a better match. When I used to wrestle in upstate New York, you know, we were growing that territory, we were growing that area, and one of the things that I would do is when I would walk back through the curtain, I would say, all right, guys, follow that. In a way, and tell them, hey, you know what? I want you to go out there and do a better match than me. Because when we all do better matches than each other, and we all top each other and entertain the fans, they come back next time and spend more money. And you know what? They might even bring a friend. This match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, it told the story of hatred between the two. They waited so long in that match. They brutalized each other until they decided to do a pin. When the first pinfall attempt happened, they were well into the match. What came before that? It was the sharpshooter, but I don't think that CM Punk was doing the sharpshooter so that he can try to beat Drew McIntyre. If he had beat Drew McIntyre with the sharpshooter, that would have been an extra, but I think what CM Punk really wanted to do was he wanted to punish him. That wasn't a wrestling match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. If you ask me, that was a disagreement in the ring. It was a good match, and again, like I said, it set the tone. The story should be hopefully over with this war. There's nothing left for Punk and Drew to do, but just have a duel at this time. Go to the middle of the ring and just draw guns and just like fire at each other. But that's what we thought last month, and look what we got this month. Let me know what you thought about that Drew McIntyre and CM Punk Hell in a Cell match. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Tiana says that we are coming out of the PG era. 100%, Tiana. Did you know that on the CW that NXT is TV PG for PG? What is it? TV 14? It's TV 14 now. It's a little bit more mature content. And I did an episode a couple weeks ago when I was talking about the WWE going on Netflix, and one of the things that I mentioned was what PG is versus TV PG. So you get away with a little bit more. Like right now, AEW is TV PG, so you get away with a little bit more cussing, you get more adult storylines, and different things like that. Looking at the next match is Nia Jax and Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. But real quick, if you're watching this and you like what I'm doing, you like what I'm talking about, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, The Tristan Law Show. It's a huge compliment to me. It makes me feel like I'm doing a great job. This Tuesday, I have an episode to where we are going to be discussing why Drew McIntyre is right to be angry. I do live interviews as well, too. I don't do anything recorded. I don't do recorded shows. I do everything live. So when you watch it, you're watching it live. So be sure to check in Tuesdays and Fridays at noon Eastern time here on YouTube. When Nia Jax came out for that, for her match with Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship, right? Nia Jax is the WWE Women's Champion. Tiffany Stratton was nowhere to be seen, and one of the things that I thought was, if she didn't come out with Nia, is she coming to cash in? She is out of sight, so if she's out of sight and out of mind, what are we going to get? That plays into the story just a little bit later on. I think for both of those ladies, it was hard following a match like the Hell in a Cell. The fans have already seen so much. They've already seen so much, but, you know, with the people at the helm, like Triple H and Road Dogg and all those other people over there trying to make WWE, you know, profitable, more profitable. I'm not trying to say profit like they're not profitable. Try to make WWE more profitable and more entertaining and more engaging and the number one and premier pro wrestling product in the world. We can say pro wrestling now when we talk about WWE. But, you know, I know that they had something up their sleeve to entertain the fans in that match. In order for Nia to win a match, Nia needs to use her difference in body size to crowd her opponent and put her weight on them. It will intimidate them. It will blow them up because they'll have to support her weight as well too. And look, I love Nia, right? I love Nia. Love me a BBW at times. And so I'm not talking bad about Nia Jax in any way whatsoever. But when I say that Nia Jax needs to use her weight, she needs to crowd her opponent. She needs to stand over her opponent. Let her opponent spend time backing up from her, trying to get away from her because she towers over them. And then Nia Jax puts her body weight on them and has that opponent try to push that body weight off of her. So what it does is it blows them up. It makes them tired. Blowing up is a pro wrestling term. It makes them tired so that they have to, so that Nia gets the advantage. Nia's not a high flyer. Nia's not a technical wrestler, right? What Nia Jax is, she's just a brute. She's a big brute and she likes to beat people up. So I think 100% as long as she puts her body weight on people and she crowds her opponent, she stays within her opponent's areas, Nia Jax will always come out on top. One of the things I think play against Nia is her ego, right? Nia is paranoid. Nia Jax is paranoid. I think I took that as a note there. I did. That was my next note. Nia and her paranoia, it was not helping her. When Tiffany Stratton came out at the end, it looked like at first glance, right? If you went like this, you went, oh, Tiffany Stratton's coming to cash in. But when Tiffany Stratton came into the ring, you realized that she was not looking to cash in the Money in the Bank. She was actually there to help Nia Jax, right? The ref who was knocked out at the time, who was down at the time, she picked up the briefcase and the referee had no clue what was going on. She's like, well, are we going to cash this in or are we going to, am I going to hand this to you and you just be a lady and walk away? But Nia Jax and her paranoia played against her. And the whole crowd, when Nia Jax sat up like the Undertaker, right? I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. When Nia Jax sat up like the Undertaker, the whole entire arena went, oh, because they know what Nia Jax saw. Let me tell you something as a wrestler. As a wrestler, when you get a kind of reaction like that from the fans, oh my God. I never forget the first time I was wrestling a match and I did one of those kickouts like at almost 3. It was like 1, 2, and the referee's hand was right here and I kicked out and the fans went, ooh. All I thought to myself was, got him. And I think that's probably the same exact experience that Nia Jax had as well too. You know that the story's working. You almost want to smile, right? Because that's what you're doing in the wrestling ring. You're telling stories, right? Unlike UFC and boxing and those shoot style sports, you're telling a story in the ring. And when you get that emotional investment from the fans, and the fans go, ooh, you're like, yeah, we got them. They're definitely buying into this. But after that match, Nia Jax, she came out on top, and I want to see SmackDown because I want to see the aftermath of that match. One thing I said yesterday, and one thing I've said weeks before, is that every single time we see Tiffany Stratton is becoming, she's creeping closer and closer to being babyface. She's creeping closer and closer to being the face, the person that everybody's going to cheer for, and it's coming and it's happening. Let me know what you thought about that match, Nia Jax and Bayley in the ring for the WWE Women's Champion. Let's look back at the chat real quick. Tiana says that they were cursing and they weren't even censoring it out. Yeah, it's TV PG. You don't have to censor. You don't have to. It's TV 14. You definitely don't have to censor it out. She also says that she thinks it's funny that they were taking each other's move. Yeah, definitely. She's talking about the match between Nia Jax and Bayley. Yeah, it's good because that in the storytelling aspect of the whole entire thing, it shows that everybody has studied each other. They've studied each other and they know exactly what's going on. Up next, we're going to look at Finn Bálor and Damian Priest. But I want you to stick around till the end. Something happened at the end of WWE Bad Blood that did not appear on TV. It did not appear on any WWE programming. So if you haven't seen it yet, stick around because I'm going to show it to you. We're going to talk about it. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Stick around to the Tristan Law Show because we got some things going on. Finn Bálor came out alone in that Finn Balor versus Damian Priest match. Another match that did not start off with a lockup. It started definitely with feet and fists flying. But when Finn Balor came out alone, I knew definitely that the Judgment Day isn't too far behind. Finn Balor has different music now. I love this music because it won't evoke positive emotions out of people. The new song is a remix of the old, and it's emotionless. One of the things about pro wrestling is that it's one of the things that makes pro wrestling so special is that it's all about moments, right? You don't ever remember a full match. I mean, if you do, God bless you. But what you remember is the feeling that you had and the emotion. And when Finn Balor comes out with that music, his old music, and he did the thing and it went, ha, and he put the hands in and he goes, ha, and people will go, oh my God, we love Finn Balor. If he came out to that music again, he would get the same exact thing. Because honestly, in this day and age, everybody know, 99.9% of people know what pro wrestling is. We know it's a work, we know it's a form of entertainment, and we know it's a sport. It's an athletic event as well too. So what happens is that, the people are just there to have a good time. If you've never been to a WWE event, let me tell you, it's all about having a good time. WWE is Broadway, it's opera, it's a concert, it's everything, and it's a drama, all wrapped up into one. So that the people sing along and they have a great time, they have fun. Oh my God, if you've never been to a WWE event, go to a WWE event. But by Finn Balor not having his traditional music that he would have, I think that it added a different effect to Finn Balor. You didn't cheer him, you didn't boo him. If you didn't want to boo him, you didn't cheer him. You just looked at him and watched him come out. Looking at Damian Priest's gear, I think his gear was very Kane-ish. Like Kane had one half of the Brothers of Destruction, brother of Kane, the person that made his debut at Bad Blood way back in 1997. So I think that was pretty cool. I think he paid a little bit of homage. I don't think many people picked that up. Maybe I picked that up wrong, but that's what I picked up from watching his gear, that his gear was very, very Kane-ish. Let me know what you thought about that match. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. We did see Damian Priest win that one, and Damian Priest said that, he has other things on his sights, but although he knows that it might not be over with the Judgment Day, but he's looking forward to getting the Intercontinental Championship in the future, because he's never held that. Maybe the WWE Undisputed Championship, because he's never held that. Maybe the US Championship, he's never held that. But I think for Damian Priest, it's probably more important to him because he's a New Yorker just like me. I've wrestled Damian Priest back in the day. Maybe one day I'll do a show to where I show like all the people that I've wrestled with and all the matches and stuff like that. But maybe in the future. But Damian Priest is a New Yorker. Grew up in New York, in case you didn't know. And one of the things that we did, me and Damian Priest, I think we're close in age. It might be 1 or 2 years off from each other. But growing up in New York, we were immersed in the WWE, WWF in the time. And for you to have the Intercontinental Champion way back in the day, it meant that you were next in line. You were good. You were the workhorse. And I think that the Intercontinental Championship probably means a little bit more to Damian Priest than the US Championship. So in between that match, we had Gunther called Gunther came out. That was a time when Triple H was doing the 4 weeks we have Crown Jewel. This was time for his announcement, and when they did the little announcement, I saw it was a belt. I said, oh, and it said Crown Jewel. I said, oh, they're going to crown a mid-card women's championship. That's the first thing that I thought. They're crowning a mid-card women's championship at Crown Jewel, but no, they opened it and it was a Crown Jewel championship. It was a belt. It's not a Intercontinental Championship for women. It's not a U.S. Championship for Northern. No, none of that. If you ask me, I think it's really dumb. I really thought that it was an Intercontinental Championship, some kind of mid-card championship for the women. But you know what? Maybe next time. However, the thing that I took home from the whole entire thing was that Goldberg was sitting in the attendance with his wife and his son right behind the announce table. And Gunther came out a couple weeks ago. If you missed it, Gunther was saying that Bret Hart was right to be hurt by Goldberg, and Goldberg is his favorite wrestler, blah, 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 blah. So Gunther came out and on the microphone while Triple H was there and said, hey, look, Goldberg, I just want to let you know that I lied. He also said that Goldberg is a one-trick pony, and Gunther also said to Gunther's son that he hopes Goldberg is a better father than he is a wrestler. And then Goldberg tried to get into the ring, and Gunther said, "Hey, hold on, don't worry. I've got 3 minutes for you." All right, and everybody was cheering Goldberg and stuff like that. Look, to keep it 100, to keep it 100% real with you, Gunther said everything that we thought. Goldberg only got 3 minutes. He's only a one-trick pony. It's spare Jackhammer and come out looking angry with the smoke and people chanting his name, Goldberg. That's what Goldberg is. That's what he's, a one-trick pony. He only does one thing. When Goldberg came to the WWE in his second run, he started wrestling matches that were really long. And most of them were really short. Goldberg was never really built for the distance. He was built to come in there, beat you up, and then walk out. So will we see something with Gunther and Goldberg in the future? You don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. We got Survivor Series coming. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe further on down the line, maybe Royal Rumble. Maybe Royal Rumble, Goldberg could come back. I don't know, and go for Gunther if Gunther's still the champion at the end. Something that we definitely have to keep watching the WWE to find out. Let's take a look at some of the comments here to see what we got. Tiana says that she is praying for the Demon Prince. Yeah, she's praying for Finn Bálor. Finn Bálor definitely took the short end of the stick there. Looking at thank you so much for your comments, Tiana. I appreciate you hanging out the whole entire time. Looking at the next match that we had for the night, it was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship. And Dominic Mysterio was suspended in a shark cage. Look, let me tell you one of the things why I'd be afraid to be put into the shark cage. Am I afraid of heights? A little bit. I was in the fire department, and I always made sure that I was on the engine, because when I was on the engine, that's the one without all the ladders. Does the engine have ladder? Yeah, they have ladders, but they don't have as many ladders as the truck, right? When you say fire truck, to us firefighters, we're talking about the big truck with the ladder that goes up into the air, right? So I always didn't like climbing the ladders because you know what? I eventually had to come back down. Never a fan of climbing ladders. So if you were putting me inside that shark cage, I know that shark cage is being suspended by chains from the ceiling and it's going to swing when I move. And what if it falls off when I'm up there? The crazy things that your mind makes you think. So Dominic Mysterio did the same exact thing I would have did. I would have sat there. I ain't going nowhere. I'm sitting right down on my butt. Dominic Mysterio, first off, it was a great match. It was a great match. And Dominic Mysterio, he picked the lock and the fans started yelling, jump, jump, jump. All I thought was, oh my Lord, these fans are sadistic. I hope that that Dominic doesn't jump. Like, what if he, takes himself out of life? He doesn't have any more quarters and he's done. He's finished. He's finished. But you know what? It was fun that the fans are having a great enough time that they were just yelled, jump, jump, jump. Remember, they don't like Dominic. We're not supposed to like Dominic. Dominic is the heel and they hate Dominic. I've been thinking about doing a show about Dominic, just an episode about Dominic, and going into why people really hate Dominic Mysterio. It's a lot. There's a lot of reasons why people hate Dominic Mysterio, and it's a lot more than him turning on his dad. Maybe I can do that show in a couple weeks. Let me know what you think in the comments. When Dominic Mysterio fell out of that cage, boy, let me tell you, I don't cuss all the time because I know my mom will be watching this, but when Dominic Mysterio fell out of the cage and was hanging from his ankle or his waist or whatever, all I thought was, holy shit. I thought he's going to fall on his head. I was sitting there watching on the couch, and Dominic Mysterio came in. I went, holy shit. And then he was hanging there. I was afraid. I don't know what he was going to do, because I was looking at the level of the cage from the ground. I would assume that cage was probably at least 12 to 13 feet off the ground, because I was looking at that. If Dominic hung from the cage by his hands, he would still have to fall in another 6 feet just to land to his feet. Is it safe? No, not safe at all. Not safe at all. Raquel Rodriguez, she came out as a shock. She definitely had a little bit of bad blood of her own with Rhea Ripley and wanted to settle it right then and there. But you know what? Knowing Rhea, I don't think it settled right then and there. I think that the match was great. I like that how when it felt like the match was dragging, Raquel Rodriguez, she came out at the right moment and it helped the match move along. That's my thoughts on that whole entire match. Rhea Ripley was the winner by disqualification, but she does not get to take home the belt because she won by disqualification. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Looking forward to getting more subscribers. After yesterday's show, I got 2 more subscribers, right? Only a couple months ago, I started this show, and I had 40 subscribers, 40-ish subscribers, because, I used, from season 2, I was doing video and stuff. Now, looking at season 2 and looking at season 3, I'm like, wow, I've definitely come a long way. So if you're following me here, you're here for the ride, I really appreciate you. I really try my best to entertain you and give you my insight as a semi-retired pro wrestler and wrestling fan into what I think. Don't forget to stick around till the end, because I've got a video to show you that occurred after WWE Bad Blood. It occurred after or around the time of the press conference. And if you haven't seen it, I'm going to show it to you, so don't go anywhere. The match of the night, the main event, Roman and Cody versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. When I saw that this match was the main event, I felt that something had to be going on. Something had to be going on that we didn't know. What is it going to be? All right, but here are my thoughts. Here are the notes that I took when I was watching that match. When Solo Sikoa was coming out, I was just looking at him and I'm like, yeah, bro, you're no Roman Reigns at all. Like, you want to be the tribal chief, and if anything, he's probably the tribal chef. He's the tribal chef. He's not the tribal chief. He is no way in the same exact tax bracket as Roman Reigns. The only thing that puts Solo Sikoa in the same exact tax bracket as Roman Reigns is that he got people with him, and that's the only reason why he can beat Roman Reigns. I'm very concerned for Solo Sikoa, because after Solo Sikoa gets beat by Roman Reigns, what's next for Solo Sikoa? What's next? Somebody tell me in the comments, what do you think is next for Solo Sikoa? I don't see anything next for Solo Sikoa. I hope that his time doesn't run out. I don't want him to lose his job. Maybe he'll form a faction with his brothers. I don't know. I don't know what is next for Solo Sikoa. And I hope that they are working pretty hard, that there's an end game for Solo Sikoa at the end of this. Is there an end game for Jacob Fatu? 100%. Jacob Fatu is definitely going to be a champion one day. And Tamatanga and his brother, yep, there's definitely a future for them. But Solo Sikoa, I don't know what I see him doing. I feel that Jacob Fatu is a bigger threat than Solo Sikoa. If I was walking down the alley and I saw Solo Sikoa standing there looking at me, I go, yo, what up, bro? And keep it walking. But if I walked down an alley and I saw Jacob Fatu standing there, I would think twice. I'm like, you know what? I think I left my ass over there. Let me go grab it. I'll be right back. And I'm turning around, and I'm the fastest thing on 2 feet. They're going to call me 2 Feet McGee because I'm gone. Okay? One of the things that I noticed that's recently new or is coming back in the WWE is WWE referring to the referees by name. They used to do that a lot during the Attitude Era, but they came away from it. And I think that's a part of the thing that Vince McMahon had back in the day, where it's like, you know what, the referee is supposed to not be seen. And that's one of the things that I was trained, that the referee is not supposed to be seen or in the fold until it's time for the count or to enforce some kind of rule. But other than that, the referee's out of the way and let the wrestlers do what they do. But looking at WWE being in the same exact portfolio as UFC, I think that it's pretty cool that they're taking a lot of the pages out of the UFC. Like, you got that 4K camera. When we're watching the show, they present the WWE like a more legitimate sport now. Now you see who the commentators are. They give you the names. They show you the pictures and stuff like that. They're making them just a lot more than just the faces and the voices that we hear or that we see. So I like it, the fact that they have the referees, that we now get to know the referee's name. Do we know their names before? Most of us knew them, but the traditional fans, the casual fans, they didn't know their name, and it's good to put a name to the face. That referee cam on their air, I hate it. I hate it so much. It was something that WCW did back in the day. I feel that when they're using it, as a pro wrestler, I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. The reason why I don't like that referee cam is because when I was in the ring and I wrestled, I talked loud. When I was talking to my opponent to call the next spot, I talked loud. And if the audience was quiet, they would hear me. So I always used to like to rile the crowd up and just have that noise just drown out, because I'll lay halfway across the ring from you and yell at you, yo, this is what we're going to do. All right, got it. Boom, let's get up and let's get ready and finish the match. It's so much of an art, right? A lot of people think that we talk about the match in the back and we carry the whole entire match out. No, it's not really true. Maybe I'll do an episode in the future, like some misconceptions about pro wrestling. I think I did a video about that already, but if not, I'll probably just do another one and talk about some of the things that you think. And maybe I'll take some of your questions and misconceptions about pro wrestling and turn that into a whole episode. Something to store in the bank. Watching Cody take that mask and helmet off and smile, all I could think was, you heel, just be yourself, right? Cody is a closet heel. You heard about closet freaks? Well, Cody Rhodes is a closet heel. The day that Cody turns heel, people are going to cry. And Cody Rhodes is out here running around like a big baby face. The reason why he's in so much problem, there's so much danger that is lurking around Cody Rhodes is because he's running around pretending to be a big baby face when he's really a heel. I said it. Cody Rhodes is not a baby face. He's really a heel. If you don't believe me, watch the last video that I did on YouTube where I talked about here is the problem with Cody Rhodes. I go into all the issues that there is with Cody Rhodes and what could be lurking in the background for him that he don't see, because he just wants to pal around with everybody. He wants to be friends. He wants to, hey, come onto my bus and drink Wheatley. Shut up. You sound dumb. Roman Reigns feels so naked walking out without the belt. And I know that Tiana is a really big Roman Reigns fan, so I know that she would love for Roman Reigns to be naked. You know, she says that she is his wife. I haven't seen the marriage certificate yet, so I don't know if Tiana is his real wife or yet. Tiana, I know you're still here in the chat. If you got that marriage certificate, you know, feel free to share it. But yeah, he doesn't have the belt and he doesn't have Paul Heyman. He feels really naked. And it was funny that after I said that, that's the same thing that Michael Cole said about Roman Reigns walking out without the championship, that he feels naked. Like you've gotten accustomed to seeing Roman Reigns walking out with the belt so long, and now him not walking out with the belt, it just feels weird. It feels weird. Cody is pretty much walking around with Cody's drawers on. That was the note that I put because, you know, because Roman Reigns is walking around naked and, you know, yeah, okay, fine. I wanted to point out that that Roman Reigns is a Nike brand ambassador, and he should have his own clothing line coming out pretty soon underneath the Jordan brand. I saw that when he was laying on the mat, and you could see the band in his pants. Probably was like his under tights, and it said Nike on it. So yeah, he's definitely a Nike brand ambassador. He's going to be having his own Jordan shoe coming out pretty soon. Will I pay for it? I don't know. I only spend money on things that make me happy, and buying sneakers doesn't make me happy. Jimmy Uso is back. But what about Jay? Jay's a single star right now. How will he and his brother get back into good grace, if ever? That's another part of the story of the bloodline, the OG bloodline, slowly coming back together. That's something that we're looking forward to. That's why I like the long-term storytelling. WWE has people in there. Now I understand why WWE wanted to have writers that were outside of the pro wrestling business and have people that wrote like television, because they can tell the long-term stories, while the people that are in the wrestling business could help match up the wrestling portion with the story. Let's take a quick look at the comments real quick to see what we got. Let's see. Tiana says that like I understand Dom is a heel and we don't like him, but Jesus, he's a human being too. So she was worried that he was going to break his neck. Yeah, I was definitely worried that he was going to break his neck as well too. Definitely. She also says that Dan Engler has been through so much. He's lucky he wasn't in the same ring as Roman last night. Yeah, look, I remember when Dan Engler was in TNA. TNA was how I refound my love to wrestling and how I finally made the decision to make myself want to come back, or want to be a pro wrestler. There's a video of me on TNA TV way back in the day. I'll show it one day when I talk about more about me. And but yeah, I remember seeing him there. His name was I can't remember his name. Rudy Charles. Rudy Charles was his name way back in the day. So yeah, getting to see him, it's always fun. She calls Cody Rhodes Homelander Cody. And she goes, did I see Jay's TikTok yesterday? No. I actually only use TikTok for to set up reels and TikTok or short form videos. I really don't scroll on TikTok. I'll be honest about me. When I use social media, I'm always using it to either build a bigger network or to show off a video. So I'll talk to people when I'm building a network, but I don't aimlessly scroll on social media just for fun. It's not fun for me because I'd rather sit back and be quiet and think about what I can do to make my podcast better and grow it so that more people can watch it. So yeah, no, I didn't see it, but because you mentioned it, I'm definitely going to go check it out. In case you missed it, The Rock came out last night in the end. One of the things I said about Cody is that Cody's run since being the champion. He's won the championship in April, June, July, August, September, October. It's been 6 months since Cody Rhodes has won the belt. 6 months since Cody Rhodes has won the belt. And it's like his championship reign so far has been like, meh. It's meh. Who cares? Cody won the belt. Okay, the story's over. You just been waiting for somebody to put Cody Rhodes in danger. And although Cody's in danger and he doesn't see it, and even though we don't really see it on the television either, with The Rock coming back, remember what The Rock said to Cody Rhodes on that Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania? The Rock says that, I'm going to go away now. But when The Rock comes back, whether you have the championship or not, The Rock is coming back for you. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. That was probably one of my favorite lines of The Rock. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, you just told that man that no matter what happens, you and I still got beef down the line. Cody's in danger, and that's exactly what he needs. That's what he needs to make his title run just a little bit more entertaining. Roman is busy right now. Roman is way too busy. And Roman doesn't pose any sort of danger to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns doesn't pose any sort of danger to Cody Rhodes right now. Because Roman Reigns, he's busy. He's busy. He's got the bloodline to worry about. Okay? And that's actually the last note that I took. There was no issue between Roman and Cody last time because Roman has bigger fish to fry. Roman Reigns can't live in peace when his tribal chief throne is in jeopardy. And right now there's somebody else that's running around calling himself the tribal chief. Roman Reigns needs to humble that man, and then he could set his sights on getting the gold again. But Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, they won that match. I think it was a pretty good match, really good, entertaining match. But you know what? The way that they ended the match last night, it was great. It was good to see The Rock. It was good to see Jimmy Uso come out. I can't really tell them apart. I just know that one is the Yeet guy and one is just like the Roman Reigns guy. I'm looking forward to watching Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and just seeing how these storylines progress. I told you that there was a video that I wanted to show you that occurred after WWE Bad Blood last night. I think that it occurred during the time of the press conference. I'll explain that just a little bit more in the end. But here's that video that I've been promising the whole entire show. Let's watch that video now. So you got Cody Rhodes out there at his bus with Kevin Owens, who just pulled up to Cody's bus. Kevin Owens pulled up in a Lamborghini. It looks like they're having some kind of words. We can't really hear what's happening. But it looks like they're having some kind of disagreement, and Randy Orton is not there to separate them. This is from Hilla Beast on YouTube. And this is just fan videos. There's a lot of fans out there. There's no WWE cameras out there. I definitely want to talk about what I think about the way this segment was done in the end. See, now they're putting their hands on each other. Where's Randy Orton when you need him? Cody's like, oh no! Punches him right in the face. Kevin Owens is putting the fist and the boots and his feet to Cody Rhodes. And just look, in 3, 2, 1, 0. Look at him. Look at him. Just beating him up, kicking him. And look, security always manages just to be right around the corner. Like, why didn't they just follow Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and all the big stars around? See, look at that. Craziness. Craziness. And then look what Kevin Owens does next. He picks up the whole entire trash can and he throws it. He is trying to hurt Cody Rhodes. They've got some kind of problems. And if you did not see that, that was not on WWE television last night. That was something, when I'm telling you that it was the way that they did it. When you watch the press conference, Cody Rhodes was supposed to come out, but Triple H goes, oh yeah, you know, Cody's not coming out, he's busy or whatever it was. And you go, oh, okay, maybe it's Atlanta. Maybe Cody's family was there. Cody was there with his family and hanging out with his family. Maybe that's why he wasn't able to be there in person. But nope, he was busy getting his ass kicked by Kevin Owens. And Randy Orton was not there to help him. Now that first match that they had with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, I'm like, meh, I don't really see any kind of danger to Cody Rhodes. But now, I see that Cody Rhodes is in danger. I said it in the other episode about what's the problem with Cody Rhodes, and the problem with Cody Rhodes is that he's a little bit of too much of a goody two-shoes. He doesn't see the dangers around him. He's too busy palling around. There's no reason that he should have had Roman Reigns on his side. Roman Reigns is the same exact people that gave Randy Orton and Kevin Owens a beating towards the end of his life. Towards the end of their life. There's no reason why Cody Rhodes should be friends with them. You can't be friends with me and the enemy at the same time. You need to choose. And you know what? Because Cody Rhodes didn't choose, Kevin Owens chose for him. One of the things that I like about that segment so much, about that little video so much, was that there was no WWE cameras out there. They allowed the fans to go out there, and I think they took a gamble that the WWE universe, that the fans would be out there with their phones recording, because they always do. They always record. And then Kevin Owens pulled up with the Lamborghini. Everybody was definitely recording, because you don't know what's going to happen, right? You don't know what's going to happen, right? They gave us a part of the show, and they trusted us, the fans, to disseminate, to spread that information over the internet. It's not on WWE TV. Will we see it? Yup, we'll see it tomorrow. They might mention it on WWE social media. They might. But I tell you this, the way that WWE is moving and the way that they're doing things is outstanding. WWE is the #1 pro wrestling company on the planet, and every time you watch a premium live event, you understand why. One of the things that I said yesterday is that I felt that with WWE Bad Blood, WWE was turning a corner, and I didn't know why. I don't have first-hand experience. Do I know people that work in WWE? Sure, because I was in the wrestling business, right? But I don't get first-hand information from them. I'm just going off my feeling. And the feeling that I had that WWE Bad Blood was turning the page, or something different was going to happen, that was going to change the way that pro wrestling is. This is something that is changing the industry. It's not a gimmick or a storyline that they put on television that they wanted us to see. They wanted us to see it, but they wanted it to feel more organic because the fans were the ones that were recording it. It's not a WWE thing, and I think that when it comes to Monday Night Raw, that when it comes to Raw and SmackDown, that this is a video that they should show just like the way I showed it. Credit somebody on YouTube and show them showing the video. Don't show it from WWE cameras. No, not at all. I think this is something that they can use in the future to get storylines over or to progress storylines because it builds a little bit of buzz. It was so awesome that I like that the way that they told the story, because if Kevin Owens had came out at the end and assaulted and beat up Cody Rhodes, it would have took away from the story of The Rock being there. It would have took away from the story that Roman Reigns is now a big baby face with Jimmy Uso. It would have took away from the fact that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes actually won that match, and what's next for Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline. So I love the way that WWE did that, and I have no issue with it. I look forward to what else they are going to do in the future when it comes to that. But yeah, I didn't believe that went down. You know, I watched everything just how everybody else watched and had no clue until this morning that is what happened. Looking at WWE Bad Blood, though, I think overall it was a really good pay-per-view. Was it worth my time? Yes, it was. WWE has spoiled us. I probably wouldn't have spent more than $9.99 for it. That's what I like. I like to spend. You know, if it's as cheap as it could be, I'll take it. Definitely, there was some shocking moments like Raquel Rodriguez coming out, Jimmy Uso coming out, The Rock coming out. The shocking moment like the video that I just showed you. If you missed the video, scroll back after and watch that video. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of fun outcomes. I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw. And I'm looking forward to spending some time here with you next time. The next time that you'll see me is Tuesday at noon here on the Tristan Law Show. We are going to be talking about Drew McIntyre and his angerness His angerness made that word up. Is he right to be angry? Look, I've got a compelling debate to make about that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, I want you to subscribe. I want you to like, and I want you to share the Tristan Law Show with all of the people that you love. I am Tristan Law, and this was the Tristan Law Show. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.